I've been saying for a while now, don't count out the consumer. They really have been the strength that has supported the stock market upside throughout the year of 2020, the year of the pandemic. And so I really think that there is a lot of cash on the sideline. Consumers are just chomping at the bit to put it to work, not only in the stock market, but also in the economy in general. No one is more excited for the economy to reopen than the American consumer. And because of that, I do think it's going to be a strong driver of economic growth in the year ahead. And because of that, I think you'll be able to see corporate earnings come in better than expected, CEOs and corporate management teams become more confident as the year progresses, and thus the earnings per share for the S&P 500 could be a lot better than what we're expecting now. And by the way, we're expected to get back to levels seen in 2009, so completely making up for what was lost last year. 2019.
I've got a second RBI, and I got a second RBI, and I'm going to quote the great Lindsey Bell on this one. Here you go. I'm going to read it. You'll forgive me. We have fallen 1% or more on the S&P 500 to start the year 10 times since 1950, and half of those times we ended higher. And in fact, some of those years we ended up 10%. So according to Lindsey Bell of Ally Invest, if you've heard of her, it doesn't necessarily mean things are going to be terrible.
Yep, that's right. The first day of trading, you shouldn't read too far into it. You can look at the January barometer, but the first day of trading, like you said, in 10 times since 1950, when the market has been down 1% or more, you've seen the market up 10% for the full year. Now, also you have seen in 3 of those 10 years, the market decline 10% or more. So really, it's almost like a coin toss when you're going into the year and looking at the first day of trading. So I wouldn't read too much into it. Also, you have to take into consideration what's going on this week. We have a lot to think about, especially with the Senate runoff races in Georgia, the presidential transition and vote in Congress tomorrow. And then on Friday, of course, we get the jobs report for December. We're expecting to see a continuation of the deceleration that we've seen over the past several months. So, there's a lot on investors' minds as we enter the new year, which, by the way, we're entering the new year at stretched valuations and stretched prices in general. So I think investors are taking a little bit of a pause here today. I know this morning the market's flat, and we're in kind of wait and see mode, especially until we get into earnings season. I think for the fourth quarter, and that's not going to be until later this month. And we're going to get to hear from CEOs and CFOs about how business really is going on the ground.
Well, very quickly, without again, not getting political, I'm going to read you something on related to Georgia here. This is from a Tax Foundation paper, October 22nd. In 2021, on a conventional basis, they analyzed Biden's tax plan. Taxpayers in the top 1% would see their after-tax incomes reduced by around 11.3% due to higher taxes on income above $400,000. Top 5% would see a reduction about 1.3. I know those are already fairly successful people, obviously only a couple of million filers. But those are big numbers for our audience, for your clients as well. How closely are you watching Georgia?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're watching Georgia. It's going to make a difference in the makeup of Congress, and it's an important race. But at the end of the day, even if the Republicans win, or excuse me, the Democrats win both seats, you still have a 50-50 majority there. And I just think that, the tax issue is not going to be the key issue for this year, especially in the first half of the year, the first 100 days of a Biden administration. It's going to be about getting the economy back on their feet. And that might include more stimulus for COVID relief or in an infrastructure plan. And so I think really taxes and regulation are going to be on the back burner for this new administration.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.